Hello to my Aquarius and happy first of the month. Happy October 1st. First, we're going to talk about the number one. The number one is so significant. Something has been exposed. Something has been exposed. Wow, something major has been exposed. Okay. So let's talk about the number one first before we kind of dive into this and then get into your reading. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because this is for the 1st of October to help you get your week started out right. Your first of the month started out right. So happy first of the month. Happy first of the month. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading or if you're interested in, any of my products, you can go to my website, queenamunra.com. queenamunra.com. I have tarot classes that I teach. Also, I have gemstones and crystals. Obviously, this is my oil. My awakening oil helps you to awaken your third eye, to open up, to see things before they happen, right? And you can see what it's mixed with on my Etsy store. You can go check it out. But you remember, you shine in dark spaces. How about Braiding Aquarius are innovative, independent, and also visionaries. And so a lot of you all are seers. Like you see things. Sometimes like you have eyes in the back of your head, in other words, right? You see what's going on behind your back, even if it takes you a minute to see what's going on behind your back. But something has been discovered. Somebody is standing up on your behalf, right? Someone is standing up on your behalf. All right. So the number one is dignified, is straightforward. It has a penetrating sense of direction. So number one is a vibration that represents the masculine aspect of our human experience. So all number one people carry dignity. Ones like to stand out, is proud, achievement oriented, represents the primal impulse, and also has a strong self-worth, right? And so will always demand respect, feels set apart from others, has strong views and definite beliefs, and also protects those that are vulnerable. That's going to be key here in your reading, because what I picked up on in your reading is that you being a protector of those who are vulnerable, you've been doing that your whole life in your past, right? So some energies who were sort of spiritually undercover, trying to find out some things about you, because some people were talking about you behind your back. Obviously, you can see this person with their head down. They're transitioning. They're kind of moving through storms of life. And people are still talking negatively about you behind your back, talking about your demons, but they didn't realize here you are speaking kindly of them behind their back. And remember, number ones protect those who are vulnerable, right? So someone either tested you recently. Remember, Aquarius rules 11th house, right? So 11th house speaks to friendships. It speaks to your community, right? So someone wanted to test to see if you were exactly what people were saying about you behind your back. So the star card, somebody's birthday between January 20th through February 18th. That would be your card. Starting out with your deck. Wanted to see if what they heard about you behind your back was true. This right here exposes secrets. This right here exposes sun card. Right, the sun. So the sun exposes the moon. So someone was looking to end you by exposing your demons or your temptations. So the devil card symbolizes lust. It symbolizes restrictions. It also symbolizes addictions, right? And so someone wanted to know, like I said, your birthday can be between January 20th through February 18th, whoever you are. But someone had heard something about you and someone else, right? And the other person's birthday, the devil card, symbolizes someone whose birthday between December 22nd through January 19th, right? And so something was said about you and someone behind your back. So that would be an Aquarius and a Capricorn. And so unbeknownst to you, as disappointing as that may have been, you moved on. Like I said, you have this like sort of like eyes in the back of your head. You're an air sign. You pick up on the air of things. When you get a feeling that people are saying, like trying to test you or tempt you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, you just move on. You just move on. And that would be the best thing for you to do, because it's something has been exposed. Something has been exposed. The Sun card symbolizes, you know, like I said, in the major arcana, the dates between July 23rd through August 22nd, right? So something was exposed, possibly about someone's secrets, right? What someone has said about you and someone else. So that person's birthday, right? The person's birthday is between July 23rd through August 22nd. And something was secretly exposed. Something was secretly exposed. About, you know, someone's birthday between February 19th through March 20th, right? That something was created. You know, something was created. Two energies created something about you and someone else behind your back. Basically saying that you all are either lustful or have some kind of an addiction to something or whatever. Something was said behind, basically a defamation of character, right? And so remember, someone may have had a first impression of you. Ace would be number one, but that's not always a lasting impression, right? But the damaging part about someone making those kind of claims against you is that we live in a world where once that's put out there, people need to now fight against that. Like what, you know, if someone were to say something kind about you behind your back, then people are like, oh, okay, that's cool, right? But someone in this case says something negative about you and someone else behind your back. So an Aquarius and a Capricorn behind your back, right? And so saying something about basically you and someone need to be restricted, you're a lustful spirit, and you have addictions. I mean, something just horrible stuff about you. So someone needed to check that to see, right? To see. So there were some energies that were definitely aligning themselves with some of those energies, right? Because what I'm seeing for you is something new is coming in. You could have a new love, a new project, a new something is going on, right? That's coming behind you. And so certainly messages like that would be damaging. This right here speaks to May 21st through June 20th and also August 23rd through September 22nd, right? So there could have been two energies that said, okay, let's see, you know, let's talk to, let's communicate, let's record, you know, let's something. Two energies wanted to record, a couple, right? See this right here. Somebody wanted to record you to kind of sort of get on top of some things because of something so damaging that was said about you and somebody behind your back. And this is the reason why you moved on from some things anyway, just because of the gossip, right? Well, that was one of the reasons. And then you believing in your dreams, right? So that's becoming apparent, right? But somebody discovered that people were lying about you behind your back. And that's a disappointing part. Like when you catch wind that people are making negative comments about people behind their back, you now know ahead of time as a seer, even though you had eyes in the back of your head, already how it's going to end. Deja vu. So remembering the future. So when you are in spaces where you know that people are talking about people behind their back, that's your deja vu. When you say, okay, let me get up, I already know how this is going to end. If they're talking about you, they're going to be talking about if they're talking about somebody else, they're going to be talking about you. How long is it going to take, right? So yeah, so something has come to light and it's overwhelming at this point, right? It's overwhelming at this point that people are just like, they keep trying it with you and someone else. They just keep trying it. It's just ridiculous. And it's like, it's an obsession, really. This is where he had death card. It's an obsession. Somebody really had to try to make a lie stick. And every single time they try to make a lie stick, it doesn't stick because you're in your authenticity, right? You're operating in your purpose. And so again, the obsession is just real. You have enforced a boundary. They overstepped a boundary, whoever these energies are, with you and someone else. Someone had a first impression that you would just kind of go along with the flow of something. You're not going along with the flow. In other words, for you, a couple wanted to find out if you would kind of go along with the flow of some things, right? Only to find out, no, you're not interested in whoever these energies are. So something would be equivalent to something. Like, it's equivalent to this. Like somebody basically lying, saying that you and a Capricorn, whoever you are secretly into couples, right? Are secretly into couples, right? When actually you're a very compassionate person. And so going back to number one, you're whole and complete, right? You're whole and complete. And so going back to the number one, the light side of the number one, because there's a dark side to number one as well. The light side is that you protect those that are vulnerable. So if you know that, for instance, somebody's a couple and somebody is trying to flirt with you, but you know they're in a relationship. There's not somebody who lied and said that they're not, don't have any rings on their fingers, don't have any indentions in there, whatever. No, You're not down with a secret relationship with someone, right? That's what somebody was basically saying, that you're about that life. And so you constantly keep being tested, but it's the energies that's putting that energy out there, these insecure energies that's putting this out there. These are really somebody's exes. That's what this is. These are your exes that felt like, okay. And this is not even somebody, they crossed the line. They crossed the line and did something and trying to project something onto you. That's why you don't have to give this any energy. Whoever you are, and now it's been exposed. That's why something is so overwhelming. People keep like, oh, how many lies are you all going to tell on these two energies here? How many lies are you all going to tell? And so now something has really been exposed, that it was really these two energies, this couple, this karmic couple, who crossed the line, not you and someone else. Okay. And this Wheel of Fortune, you're on top of it. Somebody decided, okay, they're going to roll the dice. They're going to roll the dice. Like I said, whoever these energies are, they just keep trying it. That's why something is a done deal. That's why something is a done deal. In other words, someone is interested in you. Someone is interested in you, and they want to know which direction you go in. Are you into couples? Do you like men? Do you like women? It further pushes you away from even remotely being interested in them, because you have new love trying to come in. For those of you all who want a relationship, you're just on top of things. People just keep trying it. They just keep, poor things. They just keep trying it. That's all I can say is, I can say is poor thing, for real. I mean, whoever the energy is, just all I can say is poor thing, poor things. People trying to find out who you're not interested. You can't say it no clearer than that. You're just not interested, right? So yeah, you're on top of something. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Something major is coming in for you. I feel like Aquarius is the type of sign, whether you're a man or a woman, people would know if you're interested because your energy is directed outward. Your energy is directed outward. It's a divine masculine sign. All air signs and fire signs, the energy is directed outward, right? So what you're dealing with here are energies whose are directed in, possibly could be directed inward. Either their sun or moon sign is, you're dealing with, you're dealing with people who, when I look through all of this, it could be either way. It could be either way. But what you're dealing with, whoever they're linking up with, the way that they go about doing things is so sneaky that you've already picked up on the vibration. You picked up on a frequency. So no, it's going to be a no. Yeah. It's just further exposing people. So whoever your ex, these are people from your past, whoever your ex was, it's exposing that they're into both sexes. That's what it's really exposing. So it could have been ex-friends, ex-family members, ex-love interests. People keep trying to project some kind of narrative onto you. And even if that was you in the past and it's not you today, instead of people just asking, they're just... The energy that I'm getting, the reason why we're looking at the death card here is part of it is obsession, because you are a star, right? And people know that new love is coming across your path and that a fortune is coming your way, right? Something was already fated to happen, right? So people are trying to figure out, what are you interested in? What I do get and what I do understand, like in terms of emotions, because we have these two emotions here. Both of these are water cards. We have Pisces here, and we also have the death card, which is Scorpio's card. So people trying to link up with you, trying to find out what you're interested in. Like a death card connects us with Scorpio rules 8th house and Pisces rules 12th house. People talking to each other, trying to see how they can link up, trying to see who you're linking up with, how they can link up. Like I said, something is further showing you, is further giving you clarity that whoever it is from your past, you are even more turned off. That's all you even more turned off. Like somebody's just not getting it. Yeah. So yeah, you're enforcing a boundary. Yeah, you're just enforcing a boundary. There is a Leo involved. There's a Cancer involved. There's a Virgo involved. There is a Taurus involved. Yeah, so far. Yeah, and then obviously you can see these other signs here: Aquarius, Capricorn, which I share with you the polarity of those signs, Pisces. So people are saying things about you, but it's also the polarities of those signs are trying to show an interest, because people know that there's a fortune coming your way. The energy of money is so attracted to you, it's really just not even funny. So people are stepping over boundaries. Like I said, like you are a star. Y'all already know, if you've been tuned into my channel, I don't idolize humans, right? Human beings. And I suggest that you not do that. And I don't think that you do either. So people are trying to see what your type is, and people are having conversations about you behind your back. That's a turn off. I mean, there's no other way I can say it. That's a turn off. When a number 1 is out of alignment, it's boastful, it's aggressive, it's cynical, it's egotistical, and even can turn bullying others and to create false sense of power. So this is what it's gotten to. The obsession has gotten to a dark side of the number 1. Like basically we're going to bum rush our way in just to find out, are you my type? Are you my type? Are you my type? Are you my type? But we're looking at your past here, whoever you are. The reason why something is disappointing for you, because something happened with your parents. Here we have the 6. 6 is a nurturing number, right? So somebody must have seen something with their own parents. Usually this is the thing that kind of sort of happens if maybe you grew up in a household and something was threatened. Like maybe your parents' relationship was threatened because people just overstep boundaries. Like sometimes people have really attractive parents, and I see this stuff online all the time. Like there was this challenge on Instagram where people were saying, what was the name of the challenge? It was like with people's fathers though. Like, do they still look, I forgot the name of the challenge, I may know, but it was like, do they still look the same? So whoever the kids were, they would post younger pictures of their father up until older pictures. And people would just, especially if they were really nice looking, people would put comments under the pictures saying, is your mom still in the picture? Trying to be respectful, but still like, okay, your dad is really nice looking, or whatever the case may be. And then some of them, I think there was a one that was before that with a mother. People posted pictures of the mom. But imagine that's one thing if it's put online. That's basically you saying, okay, it's out for the World Wide Web. But imagine if people got to a point of bullying their way into your lives, an obsession as a way of bullying their way into your lives, sending you gifts, wanting to find out where you live, literally acting like you are like, okay, maybe this person isn't getting the message enough. Maybe they're not communicating. Maybe they're not opening their mouths and saying, hey, are you available? Are you single? Are you whatever? They're not. That's a huge turn off. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you also so far. So yeah, these are somebody's exes in the past. These are your exes. Somebody that talked about you so horribly about you in the past. What they actually did was turn people onto you even more. That's all they did, right? So if you had a problem meeting somebody, you won't have a problem now. They talked about you so horribly. People just want to see if certain things are true. So here's the first card out the deck is your current energy, right? So this spread, which means we're going to focus on spiritual energies, deeper lessons, and divine guidance shaping your week. So yeah. So this is for October 1st. So happy 1st of October. Continue putting yourselves first. Y'all know what number 1 means now. And so this is you, your star. You shine bright in dark spaces. I feel like your confidence level is increasing. I know that because of the sun. And so the devil card is the challenge. Remember, the devil shines a mirror on your temptations first. And then it shines the mirror to every single energy out there. Right? So anybody who is trying to project their demons onto you is like literally sending that return to sender right away. Right? So if you're not interested, then just say, no, I'm not interested. Right? It immediately shines a light on their demons. So if they're obsessive or they're overstepping boundaries, you sent it right back. That means if, for instance, if you have a colleague who is, let's say in your personal or your professional life, you have a colleague who oversteps a boundary, right there, cut it off. Oversteps a boundary, cut it off. Personal life, cut it off. Oversteps a boundary, just cut it off. Shine a mirror right back. It's just return to sender. It gets deeper in the spiritual realm, but for right now, we'll just keep it here. So yeah, some things, like I said, it's disappointing that people would just be so horrible about you behind your back. Really trying to dim your light, but all it did was made it even brighter. So it literally sent it right back to whoever. It shined a light on their demons, like their obsessions. Like, why are you so obsessed with this energy? You're just obsessed. You got copycat energies. That's why there's so much water here. Yeah, and something is overwhelming. So somebody is copying something, copying your gifts, and it's overwhelming them. Because you're operating in purpose, right? It's overwhelming somebody in terms of spending time with people, and also what should be sacred sex. They're copying that, and it's not sacred. Again, somebody is not getting in their obsession that the same things, if they're in a relationship with an ex of yours or exes of yours, the exact same thing that your exes are saying about you and someone else is the exact same thing that they would say about them. So while it's all fun and games now, the same exact thing would be said about them. But it would be 10 times worse. So in hindsight, what you didn't know then and what you know now is when you enter into a relationship, because you have a new relationship, when you're dealing with energies who are still obsessed or hung up on their exes, and they're just saying, my ex is a bitch, and they're a garden tool, and they're this and that is your cue to get up and walk right out. You're not even trying to hear it. All they're doing is gossiping. Whether it's a man or woman, because it'll be 10 times worse what they'll do to you. So yeah, like I said, you have in the past met dark number 1 energies. Yeah, boastful, aggressive, cynical, egotistical, that turns to bullying, and it creates a false sense of power. You've met dark number 1s in the past. And so other people who are in relationships with your exes, they're experiencing the same thing you experienced. And instead of them, if you have any kind of a platform and they're watching, hopefully it's a lesson to them. Hopefully they're listening clearly to you that you want nothing to do with somebody that's like that. That whatever that was is dead as a doorknob. It's dead as a doorknob, child. It's dead. Okay, situation has been deaded, right? So the nice affirmation for the number 1 is I am one with my mind, heart, and soul. I magically create miraculous opportunities for me to accomplish anything, right? Yeah, so somebody is definitely, whether you're in a relationship with somebody or not, it doesn't even really matter. But anybody who that's a clear indicator that someone has not healed from a past relationship. They are still talking about their exes. So that's what you and somebody are experiencing. That's what you and somebody are experiencing. Y'all are experiencing. People are looking back at them like y'all are obsessed. Like, what the heck? Y'all ain't closed out the cycle in love, but you feel fulfilled. The cycle is closed out in love because you're not saying anything negative about them. Matter of fact, when they were in a very vulnerable space, you're on the light side of number one, and that's what shows it, right? You know, you have strong views, definite beliefs. You protect those that are vulnerable. You notice something, like you notice something of the people that they're around. You still friends with this person? Like you still hanging around this person? Like, what you doing? Like, don't you know your worth and don't you know your value, right? So, yeah, some people are still feeling some kind of way, but the conscious focus is the sun, right? That's the conscious focus is the sun because you've already moved on. And so your focus is on illumination and joy. And so Spirit says, let your truth shine fully and embrace clarity without fear. Whoever your new energy is, it has to be very clear that they can stand on their own bow legs, knock knees, pigeon toes, flat feet, whatever they standing on, they can stand on business and they can stand firm on it, right? They don't have to be poured into by this friend about who you are. One thing I do know about you all is that you're really no respecter of person. So a lot of people could say what your type is, right? But a lot of Aquarius type is intellect. Now, we're not talking about how many degrees a person has. It's like, do we connect on a conversation, like on a mental level, right? On an astral connection, right? Can we communicate that way? And these energies that's overstepping boundaries, like, come on now. Like, it's just a very toxic, unhealthy, the way that they're going about doing it's just very toxic and unhealthy. So it's, this reading can get a lot deeper than that, but I'm going to just leave it there. So the moon card is hidden truths and are surfacing, and Spirit reminds you your dreams and intuition carry messages that you need, so listen closely. These energies have spilt over to telling your parents, if your parents are still alive. They've told your friends, anybody from your past that'll listen to anything. And so people are like torn, like half people believe and half people don't believe. They're like, what? This energy is obsessed. What the heck is going on here? Obsessed. And that's a form of grief. That's a form of grief. Just almost like, okay, a person cannot believe that you've moved on. And so it takes people down to a lower frequency of doing some things that they would not have done in their right mind. Sleeping with people, like a person is just in grief. So when they finally wake up, because you've deaded a situation and other people are now helping you to dead a situation, when they finally wake up and realize that you were creating boundaries, very firm boundaries, it's actually helping them. It's actually helping them. So, but people are going through whatever cycle they're going through, trying to process something. Who knows? As long as they don't overstep a boundary, they're good. Right? So the Magician card, for you, it holds the tools of manifestation. So Spirit says, align thought, word, and deed. You are weaving in your own destiny now. Yeah, you're weaving your own destiny now. So, and then the external influence would be the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah. And so cycles shift around you. Spirit confirms divine timing is moving, and trust the changes unfolding outside your control. Yeah, outside of your control. And then so here we have hopes and fears here. Hopes and fears, which is a death card, right? But there may be fear of endings. Yes, Spirit, shows that transformation is your ally, and release brings rebirth. Trust that, what closes. So you have a lot of energies that are also stars, and I mean stars. I don't necessarily mean celebrities. So I gotta clarify on my channel, because somebody else may say celebrity, right? Somebody else may say a star, but somebody says famous, a celebrity, whatever. I don't idolize humans. I've met way too many people that people consider as famous for me to idolize anybody. So I just don't. I never have. I may say, oh, I respect that person's work. like they're a superstar in their field or industry or whatever the case may be. But I have personally met too many people for me to say, I'm about to pass out somewhere in the corner, like, oh my God. That's a complete, they looking at you like, okay, this person, like, keep back, stay back, right? But anyway, yeah, I wouldn't suggest that. They're people just like you are, whoever's tuned in to the channel. And so you operating in your North Node, you'll see how it feels when people feel like, okay, oh my God, this person is operating in their North Node. They answered the call on their life. That's what these energies did. They answered the call on their lives. And they have learned how to create very firm boundaries. And so, but you were born a star. So this is where you learn how to create very firm boundaries. So the outcome for you is the World card. This is completion, right? This is completion, right? And so Spirit affirms a karmic cycle is ending, opening the door to expansion, wholeness, and higher consciousness. And so for you all, this is a week that's a sacred threshold. And Spirit shows you breaking illusions, embracing renewal, and aligning with your divine purpose. And so trust the endings that are, gateways to your awakening, okay? Let's get some pink cards out here. Actually, you know what? Let's set an intention. Yeah, I don't think I've ever, come and think of it, every Aquarius that I met, I don't think I've ever really met an Aquarius that just really is just like, oh my God, it's more of, nice to meet you. I really respect your work. I like your book that you wrote, or, I've been a fan of your work. But passing out over a human being, hey, somebody's gonna make me out of a liar when I say this. I just don't personally remember ever seeing that. Somebody's gonna be like, oh no, you don't know. I got a friend, I got a cousin, I got a sibling, somebody who's in the Aquarius. They passed out in the corner. They was screaming and hollering, their heads spinning around like the Exorcist when they met so and so. Maybe there is. I'm saying that just in my personal experience, I've just never. And I've been around quite a few Aquarius that's just cool, calm, and collected. Like, hey, oh yeah, that's so-and-so. You took a picture with so-and-so. Oh yeah, I met them at such and such place. So to intensify your psychic talents, Psalm 78, right? Psalm 78 is very powerful, right? Telepathy, astral, projection, automatic writing is another thing as well, right? So yeah, some people may have what the enemy meant for evil, Source turned it around for your good, actually. Yeah, Source turned it around for your good. Because some people definitely trying to walk it back. Oh, you're related to that person? Oh, I didn't know. And so depending on who they're talking to in your family or friendship group, they could be saying something positive or negative. Who knows? Could be ex-love interest, whoever. Oh yeah, I know so-and-so, they from this area, because you're seeing water here. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. So people are somehow still trying to stay connected to where you came from. But you got some people that's saying really horrible things about you. And you got some people that's saying some really high vibrational things about you. Hey, take it all with a grain of salt. That's what I say. Take it all with a grain of salt. People are entitled to their opinions. People are going to believe what they want to believe. Somebody could say you was walking around with a halo on your head and you was the nicest thing since sliced bread. Somebody else could say, I hate them. I can't stand that so-and-so. Take it all with a grain of salt. Everybody's evolving. Some people are just obsessed with, bringing out, they want pictures. They want to show you in a very unhealthy and negative light. And so looks like somebody you just ended a situation with, their demons came out. It just exposed their demons, their obsession. So your bitter ex's lover wants you. Like I said, somebody has a very bitter ex and their lover wants you because their demons were exposed. Somebody you moved on from because you realized they did something behind your back. They did something behind your back to a Capricorn, and something was exposed. So you have the gift of clairaudience. This is clear listening. Yeah, they did something behind your back. Possibly another Aquarius. So nah, your enemy's plan backfired. Possibly another Aquarius did something to a Capricorn behind your back. Somebody wanted to be a star. So somebody a Capricorn could have wanted, say, well, what do I need to do to be a star? Somebody was sacrificed. And so now that and people are talking about you, they're like, oh yeah, I know so-and-so. So people are halfway believing, halfway not believing. I don't really think you care. Honestly, I really don't think that you care. You just being you. So Angel Raphael, the healer and traveler, healer and protector of travelers, is with you. So wherever you go, whenever you leave out your house, you find. Like I said, intensify your psychic gifts. You're intensifying your psychic gifts. Yeah, so somebody is a changeling, a child of fairies, demons. When I say fairies, this is no derogatory slang against the LGBTQIA plus community, right? If you know me, you know me. The bottom line is this, meaning that people are, give people these fairy tales, right? So I know how the word fairies is used in a derogatory way. So let's clear this up right now. But in this regard, it's like giving people fairy tales. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to be a star in your office. Let's say you work for the government, right? Not necessarily celebrity in terms of being famous. You can be famous anywhere. But let's say you work for the government and somebody says, well, everybody had to do this to get to the top. If you want to climb the ladder, you got to do this. Right? So in that regard, somebody created a situation to see what someone's demons were, see what their addictions were, see if they were a lustful spirit, and see how they could restrict them, basically in order to stay linked up, to keep linking up with you indirectly, with them, and keeping y'all all chained together, except it's shined a light on their demons instead. It shined a light on their demons instead. So yeah, everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. So yeah, something is a major turn off for you at this point. So pour into yourselves more. Pour into yourselves more. Like I said, intensify your psychic gifts and talents. Somebody's in a crisis right now. Somebody's in incubus spirit. Because the devil is a liar. You don't have to demonize another human being. You just have to recognize everybody has temptations. That's literally everybody under the sun has temptations, right? So now it's time to just do a deep spiritual cleansing. They just need a deep spiritual cleansing. That's really what it boils down to. Somebody needs a deep spiritual cleansing. Somebody was able to tap into someone's temptations, put them in a situation where it's just, like a kid in a candy store, right? Somebody was able to tap into someone's, so if you have a family member that is a Capricorn and they see you in a light way, they met a dark Aquarius, right? And they've come in contact with a dark Aquarius, meaning they saw the dark side of an Aquarius. Someone who is detached, unpredictable, and aloof, right? And so somebody may be like sort of addicted to something where somebody's easily played, right? And they don't know what to believe. Like a person would put all Aquarius in the same box, right? So they could have hooked up with a dark Aquarius, right? They trying to connect with you, like still trying to make some kind of connection with you. You could be a high vibrating Aquarius and they linked up with a dark Aquarius in a sexual way, and it wasn't sacred, right? That may not be something that you would do to somebody, right? But that there could be Aquarius out there that would do that would record sexual sessions and do this kind of craziness or whatever, right? So you may not be that type of a person, but somebody that linked up with an Aquarius that did that to them, and something for them was just overwhelming. So, and something has come to light. So somebody tried to basically say, oh, all Aquarius are like this. That's a lie, straight from the pit of hell. That's a lie. So yeah, so somebody discovered that they're an incubus. They really like, whatever they like. So yeah, the spy is now turned on. So if they're an adult, then, that's something that you can pray for somebody if they're an adult. Obviously, if they were kids, then you would report it. Right. So here we have so things are starting to flow to you like water. Here we also have but you're enforcing boundaries. You are enforcing boundaries with people, because if somebody really believes that you're not going to enforce a boundary, let them step over the boundary. You're not threatening somebody. That's a promise. Somebody has a very lustful spirit. That is a promise. You have the gift, your gifts have increased. Your spiritual gifts have increased. So your ancestors are very proud of you. Take your time to decide. Yeah, so dream even bigger. Yeah, it's some energies that you're turned off by. Here we have the answers you seek are coming. There's some energies you are completely turned off by because of how they do things. Yeah, do the mirror work. Continue doing the mirror work, and somebody misses you. Yeah. So one yes from God is all you need. So somebody, you do have love coming across your path, whoever you are, if that's what you want. But self-love is most important. That's most important. But I can tell you, because some people stepped over a boundary, you're not going backwards. And so we're clear, just according to this reading, some of you all will go back to exes because that's what's going to work for you all. They've changed, you've changed, y'all talk things good, right? But in just this reading, that's why I say take what resonates with you. What you realized is that somebody crossed the line by reaching out to other people connected to you with this horrible narrative about you. They have a snowball's chance in hell ever getting back together with you. And that's just on period. They have a snowball's chance in hell ever. If you gotta lie and do all this other stuff, lie, scry, and be sneaky, nah, you don't trust them. You don't trust them as far as you can throw them. So love begins for you. Yeah, so yeah, somebody's suffering in silence, but I don't think it's you. Something is over. So yeah, in this waxing gibbous moon phase that we're in, headed towards this full moon. We have a full moon on the 7th, and your video is up over on the on Patreon side. For those of you all who are on Patreon side, some of the things that you all could do while the moon is still in constructive phase, which means you have time to really hone your plans and your goals. We have a corn moon, and speaking of corn, whatever somebody did was real corny, right? But yeah, we have a corn moon coming up. It's harvest moon, right? You plant the seeds for what you want, and so put your list together. Again, for some of you all, you're holding complete by yourself. Self-love, you're just exuding all kinds of self-love. For some of you all, you may be ready for love. For some of you all, you may be going back to whoever in the past. Whatever is your decision. So home, yeah, you may have seen a black cat, which means good luck. So you got some energies that's coming across your path, right? Some of you all are homebodies, right? And so home is where the heart is. Somebody could be buying a home. You got some really, really good things coming your way. You could be buying a home. You could be moving. Whatever it is you're doing. I mean, hey, congratulations to you. Congratulations. I'm seeing financial health. So some people are getting a feeling about you. So hopefully you are getting a feeling about some things from you too. I feel like somebody could be riding through neighborhoods and seeing some homes, like, you know, I said this in another zodiac sign reading, not in Aquarius. What other zodiac sign was it? I forgot. Where somebody could have had a detour off on a different street. It wasn't Aquarius, it was another zodiac sign. But what I was picking up on is, like, you know how you driving through your neighborhood and there's a detour for whatever reason. It's not by coincidence. Source could be showing you places where you live that you just never even knew existed there. Or you could be getting some kind of downloads for something, but I don't believe that you're suffering in silence. Yeah, here we have awakening. Oh Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Yeah, you're just going through an awakening. Somebody's going through an awakening, recognizing that you've always been a star. That is not for egotistical purposes, right? So if you got a big head, it shouldn't get bigger. All right, let's close this out. Sending everybody lots of love and light. Lots of love and light. Yeah, but somebody misses you, and if they can't just say that out their mouth, then they're not a grown-up. That's all I can say. They're not a grown-up. I mean, they're not an adult. Like, be an adult. All right, 732, shift reality. Luck is a mindset. So your angels want you to be ready for some lucky breaks headed your way. So when you are in a negative mindset, negative forces are attracted to reinforce it, right? So raise your frequency, whoever you are. You're shifting a reality, right? So speak some things into existence. Speak some things into existence. So, however, when you feel lucky forces that reinforce the feeling come in, take several pauses throughout the day to repeat the mantra, things always work out for me, and simply feel lucky, because they do. Yeah. You're speaking some things into existence. I love it. You close out a cycle. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Other people are actually speaking up on your behalf. You don't really have to say anything. People are speaking up on your behalf, whoever you are. Yeah. I don't even feel like, because you all are no respecter of person, I really don't even feel like you all even see yourselves as though other people may see you. So maybe that's a good thing. Until something becomes obsessive, then it's not. But that's what I see for you. Continue seeing greatness in everybody, but make sure you see it in yourself too. Because I feel like that's what it is. You see greatness in everybody else. And you're just like, oh, hey, you just kind of wait your turn. Where other people are like, what? So continue seeing greatness in everybody, but also intensify your psychic gifts. For those of you all who like to read Psalm 78, okay? That's what I have for you. See you in the next video. Bye.